Bob! Howdy hey, this is Frakbox, and I'm here with TruBluBlur.
Long time no see.
Long time no see indeed. So, we are starting. It's been a couple of weeks since we last picked this up.
It has, yeah. Stuff happened, life things.
Yeah, I mean, you had a graduation to go to.
Yeah.
For family members. I had a tooth pulled.
Always fun.
The funnest of things.
Right?
Oh, so you have to...
Gotta grab the horse. There's a big fence I need to jump over there.
Horse. So there was actually something I wanted to discuss when we were doing the testing for this.
Oh, yeah.
And I figured we'd wait for the actual episode to actually have a conversation about it. But
okay.
We had mentioned that we wanted to keep the channel more family-friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And my thinking on that made me think of a discussion that we could have. And that was more like, so... You know how, for me, growing up religious or, basically in life talking with family members, there's like a version of me around, like, my family.
Okay. Yeah.
And, like, family friendly is like a version of me, like, when I'm just normal, and then a version of me when I'm at work or whatever.
Most people have all of those things. Yeah.
There was a thought that I had that, like... sort of the way that I have to go about it is that I have to sort of create like I guess the word would be kind of like a simulacrum.
Okay.
Sort of like when I interact with people, I have to imagine what it is they would be thinking about me.
Okay.
And I have to sort of emulate that within my own head. So I have to sort of like be multiple people at once.
Okay.
In order to have a conversation. I think that's really tiring. So I don't know if that's the same way for other people.
It depends on the person.
Yeah.
I don't have that, but, it really just depends.
Yeah. Because it's like, I think that's one of the reasons why I'm, like, introverted.
Oh, yeah.
Is that I'm really having to, like, use more energy to talk to people than most people are.
Okay.
In order to, like, be a human being. What's the next thing we do? Oh, are we supposed to get the lantern oil from this guy?
Yeah, I gotta grab the lantern. I just didn't want to interrupt you with reading.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, an Ordonian?
Ordon is the name of the town that we live in. It's Ordon.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Okay. Hey, guy, listen, I'm not sure you should be wandering around the woods without a lantern. Just because it's daylight doesn't mean it's safe.
I mean... Okay.
There are a ton of caves and dank spots. Let's go to the dank spots.
Oh, boy.
Out here they get pretty dark, even in the middle of the day. Okay. Here you go, guy. Take this. Oh. What are you giving me for free? A lantern.
A lantern.
Huh, I wonder where we get the oil from.
It must be for lighting dark areas.
I wonder. So we get the first taste for free.
You're right.
I see. I was going to go into like a British voice. All my voices end up British. See, I sell lantern oil here. I'm trying to drum up sales by giving away free lanterns. All right. You learned your lesson from the video game industry or from basic economics.
Yeah, it all started with shavers.
It did, yes. Lose money on the product that uses your other product so you can make more money with the other product.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a business tactic, guy. Of course it is. See, as long as you got oil to fuel your lantern, you can light your way and set fire to stuff. They're the best. Come on, guy. Try setting fire to that big pot. So now he's convinced you, through his tutorial, to, like, do work for him.
You're right.
This guy is, like, the master salesman. That's right. See, it's on fire, guy. Yeah, keep using that lantern anytime you feel like it's needed. And if it runs out of oil, come see me to get a refill.
Yay.
So... sort of like the reason I sort of thought about that is that like in order to like do like even this YouTube channel, you kind of have to like be a different person or to like do really anything in life. You can't like this is sort of deep, I guess, but like you are not the person that other people like think you are. Like, there's a different version of yourself that's, a wooden sword. That's, like, in everybody's mind, right?
Yes,
and so each person
true.
has a different expectation of you. And so you kind of have to be different based off of that. And so the person that's inside your head, that's doing all the thinking, is a different person than you can never interact with. That person can never interact with anybody else because there's this funnel
Right.
that you have to go through. And I find that fascinating. And for me, that funnel is like compounded because literally I have to emulate in my mind what the other person's thinking in order to know how best to communicate with them.
Yeah, okay.
So for me, it's like when I'm talking to one person, it's fine. So it's totally fine. One person I can talk to one-on-one just fine. It's not a big deal. Two people gets harder, and the more and more people you get, the harder it gets, right?
Gotcha.
Until you get to a group of people. Because a group of people, they tend to take on the same, like, attributes as each other.
Oh, yeah.
Groups of people tend to become one entity, which is a weird quirk in human nature.
Yeah.
And so it becomes so much easier to talk to people when you're like doing public speaking. So for
Right.
me, even though I'm introverted, I can do public speaking just fine because everybody in the audience is just one person. Really.
That's fair. That's
So-
definitely fair.
But I know, like in life, there's a lot of things that like you want to share with other people, you just can't because, like,
Yeah,
maybe they have different beliefs than you, and that makes life hard.
It can.
So-
It can.
You need to be the kind of person who people can talk about with anything. Because unfortunately, most people in the world, even with their closest friends, you can't really talk about everything. So that's kind of what's been on my mind. So
For sure.
I just wanted
can
to
understand, yeah.
I get that's sort of like a multi-layered thing I wanted to unpack.
Yeah.
So I just wondered if you had like any thoughts about that at all. But
Well, I am what you would call an empath. I have a tendency to
we need a key.
need a key. Okay, I have a tendency to look at things from other people's point of view instead of my own,
I see. Okay.
as kind of a basic. That's my default.
Right.
I actually have a great difficulty holding on to my own opinions when other people are being very vocal about theirs.
I can see. Yeah.
Doesn't mean I don't have them.
Right.
It just means that, like, I'm really bad in arguments because I have a tendency to take on the opinions of the people around me instead of holding on to my own. And then the argument ends later on, and I'm like, oh, well, that's not actually how I felt.
Right. Yeah.
So I try to avoid them because of that. And like, since I am that way, it totally changes the way that I interact with people kind of in general.
Right.
So I know that isn't exactly the standard, but
Right.
that's me.
Well, I mean, it's kind of just natural, like, for humans to, like, slowly take on the beliefs of those around them.
It's true.
'Cause
We
you-
are impressionable. It's because we're social creatures.
We, like, it creates group cohesion.
Yeah.
It's sort of the reason why a lot of societies tend to have enemies,
Yeah.
people they demonize, because that, like, enemies create social cohesion. Because
Yeah.
if you're all hating the same person
Yeah.
or afraid of the same group of people, then
That's
you're working
fair, yeah.
together, essentially. And that's why a lot of, like nationalists or different, people. I mean, this is getting a little more political, but that's why you see that happen a lot, where they demonize a group in order to make what they're doing seem less terrible.
Right.
Because they can get away with doing the terrible things if they're like, oh, well, look at those other guys, they're doing. It's whataboutism,
Right.
which is a logical fallacy. But there's a reason why logical fallacies are convincing.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they prey on our basic, like, animalistic instincts
Right. Yeah.
rather than actual logic and reason. They're
Yeah.
illogical, but they feel right, and that's why they're so damaging to really anything. That's why you should
Right.
never try to use logical fallacies for anything.
I got a key. It opens the gate in the woods. Yay.
But Anywho's, I like how you like pulled out the lantern, slapped, and then like put it away instantly. Like that's not how fire works.
No, that's not how fire works, but it does save oil.
That must be where the key is.
No, I just got the key. This is extra.
Oh, this is it. You already got. Where'd you get the key from?
And this one
right.
down here.
Okay. You know,
Little
my
chest.
mind registered it. It just didn't. You know, you're right. For me,
I got a piece of art. I think they look really good in this game.
I think a lot of when you're talking to people, like when people talk to people in general, it's I think people try to imagine that they've done as much thought about something or more thought about something that somebody else cares about more than they have.
Yeah.
There's the tendency to think that like you're just right. Because, you know, oh, I've done some thinking about this, therefore I'm right. No, that's not really how things work. You know.
Well, no, it's not. But you know, it is fairly popular.
Yeah. No, I think there's a lot of you can explain a lot of, wow, Link is on fire, it's destroying everything today.
Yes.
You can explain a lot of current modern behavior in humans by just remembering that we are pre-Stone Age hardware trying to exist in a modern world. And there's a lot of things that come along with that.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to fight this guy?
Yes.
Oh, so he was like just locking his friends out watching them get murdered.
I suppose you're not wrong, you know?
Wow, he's like...
I think technically he was guarding the other direction.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Because they're on both sides.
So these guys can talk, right?
I don't believe so.
Well, the one guy talked to you and said something about the key.
Right? No. It just when I tried to open the gate, it said this can't be opened without a key, so I went and got one.
Oh, I thought that was actually the goblin talking to you.
No.
Okay. So are these things? I mean, there were those two facing each other. They must be capable of at least planning in some sort. Hey, woo! You're super. What? Now just buy something. What?
Yeah, this bird belongs to the oil guy.
Oh. He's got workers.
Yep.
Working for free.
It's a bird.
He's got volunteers.
So basically...
He's a real not-for-profit.
Yeah.
In the modern
it
sense.
works very simply. I think there's a sign here somewhere, yeah.
Just leave the rupees and...
Yep. Make a payment at the box near the shopkeeper.
Oh, nice.
And if you don't, this bird will remember.
Oh. What does it do if you...
I don't remember because I don't know because I never tried to cheat it. It was never necessary.
There's, there's the kid and the monkey.
They both got captured because the moblins are a bigger deal.
So
they're
they're...
the bokoblins. I can't remember which they are.
So in Link's Awakening...
Uh-huh.
You know the bow?
Yeah.
So there's a part of like the speedrunning community, or there's a part of the speedrun where when you're doing various things like any percent, or not really any. I think with any percent you can beat the game really quickly.
Oh yeah.
But with certain versions of it, you can like cheat the shopkeeper.
Oh really?
Because you can steal from the shopkeeper.
Gotcha.
But when you steal from him, I think he remembers.
Okay.
And he'll like beat you up or something, and you'll get a game over if you go back in.
Oh, gotcha.
So part of the speedrunning is like stealing the bow from him.
I see.
Yeah.
And then never going back.
What was the voice we gave this guy?
Oh no.
Gee, if you hadn't come, me and the monkey probably would have gotten eaten, probably.
I don't think that's it, but I like it.
Give him the manliest voice ever. She's actually a pretty nice gal. That monkey, she tried to protect me, so we got captured together.
It's
her.
fitting. I like it.
You're not going to mention this to my dad, are you?
I really hope he is.
He's always telling me to never ever go into the forest, because he says it's dangerous.
Gee.
So you really can't tell him, really. You have to promise. You should probably need an escort back. Her. Oh, look, it's his dad.
A different kid's dad.
My son told me. Oh, what was it? My son told me Taro disappeared into the woods.
Right.
Then had not returned. I came as soon as I heard. But it looks like you have brought him home already. I apologize. Such a task should not fall to you. That reminds me of something.
Yeah.
I made a post about this earlier, but Skyrim, Khajiit, Barber, ASMR.
Oh, yes, you did in fact make a post about that earlier. What even?
It exists.
What even?
Tell me. Because that voice is sort of similar to the Khajiit voice.
It kind of is.
Tell me, have you noticed how strange the wood seems lately? I feel uneasy about what may lie in wait. Anyway. Tomorrow is finally the day. You will be departing for Hyrule. My voice. I think it is a good thing I've given this task to you. Good luck and return safely. If you are lucky, you may even get to meet the Princess Zelda.
Somehow, that seems fairly likely.
Yeah, you know.
All things considered. Back at the ranch.
Unbeknownst to you, I know that you are the hero of time reincarnated.
Oh, man.
No one else knows except for me. Hey, her. Oh, this is the guy you work with.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we should probably call the episode here.
Okie dokie.
So this is Frakbox.
This is TruBluBlur.
Have a great day.
Keep on running fast.